Hey guys, this is Veronica with Oh Happy Plants, and I have a little philodendron here today. It's actually not so small. I guess it's gotten a little bit bigger. And I just wanted to show you how to use our habitat blends. These are all of the tasty ingredients that I put in the soils, and they're packaged up separately. And you can buy them like that, or if you've received free samples in your box, you may have seen them like this. If you're wondering how to use them, I'm going to show you today. This plant is in a 6-inch pot, and there's the root ball. And it's been growing like crazy. And I know that the soil is probably depleted by now, but it doesn't need a bigger pot because the roots aren't like trying to bust out. So this plant is perfectly happy in this pot size. We just want to refresh the soil. And that again is where these habitat blends come in clutch. So let's get to it. Now, if you have a plant like this where it has not been growing down all the way into the bottom of the pot, it's just been growing in this portion, and there's still loose soil around here, you can go ahead and take off this soil. And by the way, I'm only wearing gloves because I play with soil so much that it dries out my fingers and then they start cracking. You do not have to use gloves with any of this. There's nothing toxic in these soils. I just use gloves because otherwise my hands get mad at me. But anyway, you can go ahead and take off some of the excess soil, and I do notice there's been a little bit of rot. This has been a rescue, but it has been growing quite a bit, so it looks like it's doing well. But you can take off some of the excess soil, and let me just show you these roots here. So if you look really closely, with fungal root rot, you're not going to see what looks like healthy roots. What you're going to see is mushiness. You're going to see the pieces of roots are going to separate the inside and the outside, like there will be this core, and then the outside will be squishy and just come away really easily. These are healthy roots. They just died because this plant got way too dry a couple of times. So like I said, it's a rescue, but it's doing a lot better now. And see, a lot of these roots inside here are healthy and growing. So all of this soil is still perfectly good. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my habitat blend, and normally I'd tell you to use a little measuring scoop. These ones do have the measurements on the back of the pot, but I've been using these so long, I just kind of shake some in. And like I said, this is all of the tasty stuff that I use in Oh Happy Dirt. It's just separate, so you can mix it into your own soil. And it's a combination of seed meals, rock dusts, bug poop, all sorts of lovely things. And so I'm gonna do that, and I'm also gonna knock that out of the bottom of the pot and mix in a little more over here. And then that soil is perfectly good and ready to be reused. Now, a lot of people ask if you can reuse soil, and the only issue is that there's not anything good in the soil for the plant to eat anymore. And so with this, if you just pot it up like that, that's all taken care of. So I'm just gonna go ahead and toss this soil back in. We're gonna call that good. I'll water this in a little bit, and that is gonna be one happier plant that actually has what it needs to be able to get some growth on. Okay, next we have this little guy. This is a Hoya casei. I just got this one. It's been sitting under a grow light for a little while. It started growing again, but it's just not really doing too much. And if you open it up, first you're gonna notice this soil, like, take a look at Oh Happy Dirt. Let me just show you a handful. It has all sorts of different things in it. It has chunkies. This one has tree fern fiber in it. It has bark, it has charcoal, it has all these glorious seed meals, it has cocoa chips and cocoa coir. It has all sorts of goodies in there. Vermiculite, no perlite in this soil. This one is full of perlite, probably has peat in it, and also has bark or composted wood products, composted forest products. That's a fancy name for sawdust that's been composted partially. That's just going to break down into nothing. And it may also have peat. It could have cocoa coir, but it probably has peat. Most soils still have peat. And peat will break down into, it kind of disintegrates into nothing, but it also becomes hydrophobic. So that means if you've ever seen a plant with soil that pulls away from the edge of the pot, that's what happens there. So that's why I repot into other soils. But I don't necessarily always have time to repot. So again, with the habitat blends, once again, if you receive a packet like this, or even the bug shit, If you receive a packet like one of these in one of your boxes, I always include free samples. Go ahead and just take that. And what you want to do is just sprinkle it on the outside of the root ball. Make sure the root ball is wet before you do this, otherwise it won't stick. And basically you're just getting it where the roots are. So if you bring home a brand new plant and you don't have time to repot it, but you do want it to get a good start in life, you can just sprinkle that on that root ball and even on the surface. And then you'll water in the surface, which just means that you pour water over the top so it kind of soaks in. But then this is down around the roots, and then you can take that and just plunk it back down in the pot. And now it has some actual goodies down there instead of just whatever was in the soil when they planted this, whatever chemical fertilizer, like the slow release stuff, that's usually gone after a few months. So this plant probably has nothing good for it in the soil. Not anymore, because it's been repotted quite a while ago and it had time to grow those roots. So now you've put this stuff back in the soil. It's good to go for a while. This plant, I'm expecting I will see some good growth on it pretty soon here. Again, I brought it home, I put it under a grow light, and it has done a few little things, but barely. Like it sent out this runner. It's like it's looking for something to climb. But aside from that, like it has a couple new leaves, but that's it. Like you see a couple little babies right here. But that's it. And I'm not satisfied with that. So what we are going to do is let it be for a while, and then once you're sure that you know where you want to put it, what pot you want to put it in, if you want to upsize the pot or maybe do a little propagation or something, you know that it's not just been sitting in this pot suffering for several months. Now you know that it's good to go for a little while. So if you ever don't have time to repot, just use these habitat blends. They're totally a lifesaver, like literally sometimes. And this guy is good to go. So that's how you use these.